Hello, my name is Tomy Shaw. On today's channel, what I'll be doing is trying to explain what is the everything bubble. Okay, because a lot of people hear everything bubble and nobody understands what is the everything bubble. So I'm gonna try to simplify this example by explaining the everything bubble. Okay, first of all, how do they form? They usually form at first in the early stages of a lot of hype, like Tesla cars or anything like that. Okay, I'm not saying that Tesla's in a bubble. I'm just saying there's a lot of hype, okay, around that business, and people believe it. So what happens is that it pushes the PE ratios to high levels, like to a PE ratio of 100. This creates a lot of hype. A lot of people believe that it's always going to go up. A lot of people believe the fundamentals doesn't matter. What's important is that price increases, that stock shares increase in time, okay? Why they form? Well, they form because people are afraid of missing out. Everybody's talking about this new stock I should have bought, or when the Bitcoin was at $100 and it went up to like $18,000. Well, that's a bubble because it only takes a matter of time before it pops. And when it pops, it's not going down gently. It's going from 18,000 to 3,000, okay? So that's why they form. It doesn't make any sense. When you look at that from a logical standpoint, bubbles don't make sense, because if you're trying to justify why the asset is worth that and you're looking at the fundamentals, it doesn't make any sense, okay? So how they are created through manipulation, okay? If money is essentially at 0% interest, it's very easy for bubbles to create, because bubbles are usually created through debt. Because like when you produce and you save your money, you're less likely to put it in a bubble or something that goes higher and higher. It's when you have access to a lot of debt that it makes it dangerous. Because if you can borrow $100,000 and put it in a bubble, then you don't even know it's a bubble, and it's going up, and you keep on buying every time it goes higher, so your average cost goes higher, and when that pops, it only takes a little bit of downfall for you to lose all your equity. So I stay away from bubbles, okay? Where is it right now? Well, first of all, it's in stocks. When you see high PE ratios of a 30, that means it's only like around 5% return for all the risk that you're taking. That doesn't make any sense. When you're in the stock market, you should at least get a 15% return, because it's very volatile and very risky. Okay, when I was explaining that on another video, I was explaining the NAV, which is the net asset value. If free cash flow is at a certain amount and you reduce the weighted average cost of capital, well, the asset value increases. If you put interest rates on the debt to 0 to 3% or to 4%, this means that the net asset value goes through the roof. Now, part of real estate, there's parts of real estate. How to know if your real estate market is in a bubble? Well, it's simple. You look at the numbers. Can you rent out your home, and with that rent, pay off your home, pay off the liabilities, pay off the expenses with that home? If you can't do that, your house is probably in a bubble, okay? If you can't rent it out for what it's worth, that means you're overpaying for that asset. That's how I do everything. I never buy a real estate property unless the fundamentals make sense. Like I was talking to this farmer one day, and he was telling me the price of land doesn't make sense. Want to know why it didn't make sense? Because people were speculating that prices were going to increase. Well, who knows the best? The person that's speculating that land will go higher, or the farmer that knows how to produce and he knows what it costs to produce land and what it costs to buy this equipment? Who's the expert? It's the farmer. So it's the same thing in real estate, stocks, bonds, whatever you're looking at. You need to ask the right questions to the right person, because experts know. And who are the experts? It's the people that work in a certain area, okay? Always ask them if the land makes sense. Could you produce with that? Could you sell the wood on that land for what it's worth? Are you able to make a profit? Are you able to pay off that debt? Okay? Now, the last part of this everything bubble, of course, it's in other areas. It's in loans, it's in student loan debts, car loans, credit card debt loans. It's everywhere, okay? But what's causing this? Why is it so important to understand the everything bubble? It's because it's also in the bonds market, okay? When you look at bonds, it's very important to understand what makes it in a bubble, because if you're looking at coupons from a bond, it's really hard to understand why it is in a bubble. But let me explain to you why. When a coupon is at 5% and the face value is $100, if the coupons go down to 2.5%, the bond will increase in value, okay? Did you just understand that if when you lower interest rates, bonds increase in value? So they artificially create a bubble in the bond market. Because if you're pushing it to zero, essentially all the bonds are at the maximum value that it can be, unless it goes to a negative interest rate. But do you see the implication is that if interest rates want to increase, the bond value loses value, okay? It's always inverse. Whatever happens to the price of interest, the price of the face value of the bond is inverse, okay? I wanted to explain that because it's very important to really wrap your head around that. And if you look, the reason why I'm putting so much emphasis on this part is because when in September they did the repo market, it's really important to understand that there's a lack of collateral. There's a lack of good collateral, good assets that people can borrow and lend to the overnight market. If people don't want to see that because they perceive that the risk of the market is very high, nobody's going to want to give you liquidity. So the federal bank, what they did is they injected liquidity. This problem that we have right now, the liquidity crisis, was started in September. This is it's going on right now, and it's going to keep on going until we can find a solution to the problem that we're living right now. I'm not going to mention it because I'm not supposed to. So there you go. That's that for today. What is the everything bubble? Well, first of all, we went over how they form, how they are created through the manipulation. If you inject a lot of money and you buy all those bonds, you artificially decrease the value. You increase the value of the bond, but you decrease the amount of coupons that you're getting every year. Where is it? Well, to me, when I analyze the market, I see it in stocks, I see it in some parts of real estate, and I see it in the bond market. So that's it for today. If you love this information, please leave a like, comment down below, and I'll be seeing you on the next video. Thank you.